Good afternoon. Woo! Wow. I'm always impressed how many people show up to the closing talk. It's like, wow, what do you want? Why would you attend this? Having a resume of everything that's happened, having cool jokes about what's going on next year, or sharing some memory of what's going to, what happened in the week or what's going to happen after. I'm just so impressed with how much we grew after the first EthCC. I'm getting emotional thinking about this. But we are the longest standing blockchain conference, thanks to you. Thank you so much for coming again in Paris. Damn it. 2017-2023, brought to you by Jerome France, and non-profit based in France, trying to foster education, research, and open source in the blockchain community. In this QR code, you're getting access to the organization, the proper organization, Association Ethereum France. You can become a member for €10 and participate to our governance rounds and so on. We have been helping the ecosystem grow since 2015 and also organizing big events like this since 2017. This event was brought to you by our wonderful sponsors. I want you to give a shout out to Anoma and John Lilich for supporting us again this year. Thank you guys. Several times in a row for Anoma, several times in a row from John. Thank you, John. Everybody knows your face now. We had returning sponsors and new sponsors on the first year. Mental, Linea, Nil Foundation, 1inch, Aleph.im, Zama, new company here, Octant, SafeStake, Base, Neo.land, Sysmo, Ariani, iExec, Lido, Polygon, Circle, Beamer, Luxo, Fuel, Keyrock, Flowdesk, Starkware. Thank you so much for coming to this event and making it possible. Yeah, more sponsors to come. So I'm not going to shout out to all of them because I want to keep some breath for this after party, after the event. But it's amazing to see new company being born, also a new company being born and picking EthCC as the place where they want to showcase their product, where they want to tell the world about what they are building, and also to see returning people every year. It allows us to be able to, just forecast and make sure that we can do this conference again every year. We have Ingmar Studio and Kabuki Media helping us on the editing and the publishing of the video and the general organization. I mean, when we did EthCon and when we did the first EthCC, it was a time where when you go to a conference like DEF CON, you wouldn't really know when you are going to be able to see the recording. I think we waited for maybe a year before having the videos from DEF CON 2. So it's very important to have really good recording and editing, to have everything right after the conference, because it keeps the thing going. Thank you so much for Kabuki Media and Ingmar Studio for that. Which means that we had 140 hours of live recording this year. If you're flying back to a remote city, taking a plane, taking a train, whatever, and you can get a stream pass, do it, because there's tons of content that you've missed. That's for sure. 5.2K attendees. Imagine that the first editions, like EthCon in Paris, was 300 people something. We grow from that to 5.2K. That show how much the demand for this type of content is growing. And we make absolutely... Hello? We don't compromise with the quality of the talk here, the quality of the tech showed here at the conference, and that means a lot that so many people are willing to come and witness all of this. And also more than 300 side events. People that want to connect, want to invite you to do stuff, want to invite you to do things. And of course, countless memories for all of you that attended this conference. Memories, well, as I said, we started organizing conference with Ethereum friends with LinkTime at EthCon in Paris. Here's some cool pictures about Ledger showcasing that they did an integration of Ethereum in the Ledger Nano. We had one stage, just to speak about things that was going on. I was perusing the pictures that we had during those different days, the different talks that happened in those conferences, and it brought back a lot of what happened in those years. So here's a couple of flashbacks about 2018. We had this wonderful gentleman, Rick Dudley. Rick, if you're listening to us, you didn't come this year. Where are you? The opening talk of EthCC, the first of its name, second event organized by Ethereum France, was what I don't like about Ethereum. It was literally just Rick standing and saying, I don't like this, I think we should do better on that, and we should be better on this, and oh, and this thing, this arithmetic in the EVM, it's so shitty, like things like that. So watch it and think about what we actually achieved since then, and the follow-up here, it just did, okay, parsimonious answers to difficult questions. I would love to have another talk from Rick the year after and so on. Another shout-out of good memories from me was this gentleman, Carl Flosch, from New York City, New York. The room where Plasma Cash was introduced by Vitalik was obviously full, because Vitalik showed up saying, oh, I'm in Paris, I want to go to EthCC, can I come? Okay, sure, the very morning. So we had to find an amphitheater to fit him, and of course it was too crowded. So Carl did an impromptu rap talk about what is Plasma Cash, what was about to become the basis for the reflection on how to do rollups on Ethereum. And after that, Carl ended up building Optimism and OP-Stack. So really cool. You can find this video on YouTube. Check it out. Another good memory, you may have seen that Gnosis is sponsoring this conference again, and the SAFE team is now apart from Gnosis. You can get this wonderful t-shirt at the booth. Well, I think they're just packed up now, but it's written like EthCC Paris, safe since 2018, because this is the kind of product that was first introduced in this conference. People talking about we're releasing a new thing, is going to become one of the standards for smart account and multisig. This happened here, and probably you've seen new innovation, new things during this EthCC edition, and those things are going to be big because we are continuing to grow every year. Shout out also to iExec for sponsoring again, and also from the past 2018 edition showcasing your roadmap. I don't know how much you flipped or switched in this roadmap or how much was really achieved. What I can tell from an every year goer to EthCC, that the swag improved so much. This little dude is so funny. Thank you for making such beautiful stickers. So where to next? There's countless events that's happening every month, every week, sometimes even every day on Twitter Space and so on to attend if you want to get more content on Ethereum, podcast and stuff. Here I'm showcasing just a couple of events that we will be present, either the crew of Ethereum friends or close friends and so on. DAppCon, I think it's the 3rd edition or the 4th edition of DAppCon. A really good conference happening in Berlin. If you live in Europe or if you want to experience Berlin in early September, it's 11th and 13th of September. Head there if you have time. Another one is a big one, Istanbul. Istanbul is happening Dev Connect Istanbul is happening in November. It's going to showcase a ton of different things. It's slightly different organization than EthCC because you have different events happening during the same week, and all of those events are focused on a specific topic. So if you like MEV, you have a thing on MEV. If you like on-chain gaming, you have something on on-chain gaming, and so on and so forth. So bookmark those dates, 13th and 19th of November. The Ethereum heart will beat in Istanbul. But also it begs the question, where to next for EthCC? Yep. The Mannequin piece, the Yannican piece, the muscle from Brussels, the Liberty Fries, yeah. We have decided that next year should not happen in Paris, but why? There is something happening in Paris next year called Paris 2024 Olympics, and that's pushing the calendar for events a lot, like really a lot. If we wanted to organize this year's conference in Paris at roughly the same time, let's say May, June, Okay, July, well, May, June, July, it would cost us 3 times or 4 times the same amount of money that it cost this year. So it's crazy. Like, if you organize a conference, you can only get money from 3 different parties. You can get money from the speakers. Tell them like, hey, you want to speak on a panel with Jerome? Oh, impressive, I'm willing to pay, I don't know, well, 10K, let's go. You can try to milk the speakers, which we never did and never will do. You can try to milk the sponsors, like, hey, $500,000 for a sponsor. Like, we will never do that as well. Or you can try to milk the attendees. Like, okay, let's sell tickets at €3,000. How many of you would have come if the tickets were €3,000? Oh, thank you. So yeah, but it's for us a struggle, and we've pinched on the heart that we cannot do it again in Paris next year. It doesn't mean that we are not going to come back to Paris. It just means that 2024 it's a difficult year for events, and it's not just organizing the event. It's you being able to come, you being able to afford commodities like accommodations and going around. Well, the Airbnbs during June to September are already 5x, so it's really tough. So we're not going to Paris, but Brussels, it's a great city. Because first off, it's the French-speaking capital that's the closest to Paris. So, all right, it's just, okay. There is the European Commission. As you witnessed during this edition of EthCC, we are getting more and more the attention of the regulators, or getting more and more into the mainstream finance, the mainstream traceability, the mainstream consumer goods, and so on. So we're getting the attention of the regulators. So there's a good opportunity with organizing something in Brussels to also involve more the regulators doing things at the European level. And let's dream a little bit, maybe the regulators from Asia or the regulators from the North America that will be also interested to come to this event at the same moment. But Brussels is also, there's something in between, something that's really warming my heart every time I think about it, is that in between Paris and Brussels, there is Yves. So when I prepared this presentation, Bettina, with whom you may have interacted with, told me, like, you're not renewing yourself, you're recycling yourself. Yeah. Indeed. I made this joke already, but now it's getting color, it's getting real. Because some people will drive to Paris, to Brussels from Paris or from somewhere else in the world, in France, and they will pass by Yves. So we can do a little Yves pilgrimage, right? So this is indeed the Church of Yves. I'm not making this up. And inside the Church of Yves, you have a little Saint Christopher carrying the Jesus and, well, 9 Yves logo, probably the nice Yves founders, yeah. And another cool joke is that once you've crossed the frontier and you end up in Belgium, guess what? The next city is ATH. So I hope that's enough arguments to convince you to come to Brussels next year with us and enjoy another edition of EthCC, stronger, bigger, and still as fun to attend. Let's watch the after movie, please.
It's been great crowd, everyone's here, great to see old friends and new faces building in the space.
Speakers are great, we have a lot of variety, different topics. Definitely, it was very interesting to hear Vitalik himself talk about account abstraction, which is a deeply technical topic.
I was mainly excited about the Lens V2 announcements.
To be surrounded by people interested in cryptos, it's really like being part of a family, really a good community.
There's a lot of high quality content taught and sharing on the state of Ethereum. And I can see the whole Ethereum community is like going together and believe in the decentralized finance and the decentralized world.
People are really nice. The organization is really great.
The firm is very cool. The food is great too.
I would love to join it next year.
It's the main event for crypto in Europe for me.
Wow. Damn it. Now, when I say the video recording team is really good, like they managed to just shoot all of this and edit all of this. Like, so you heard a lot of people say good thing about EthCC, but you can also say neutral feedback or negative feedback. You are going to get in your mailbox tomorrow a form, like please give us feedback, help us to improve this event because it's also your event and we think about it like this. Thank you again. Enjoy the coming party, the closing party. It's going to be at 8:30. No bracelets, no entry. If you had a day bracelet, you can enter the after party as well. And we have a max capacity of 1,600 people. There's a lot of other party going on the same day. Don't worry, you won't be left alone. But think about it, arrive early, it's the best way to get in. And as a last thank you note, please give a shout out to all the volunteers that help us out on this thing. Please come to the stage, everyone. Volunteers. We're going to need a bigger stage next year. Wow. So at 5K on attendees, you need a lot of volunteers. One, two.